Konnichiwa, Minagawa. It's Mega Kitsueki, and I'm your furry Vtuber representative, and welcome back to Slay the Princess. We're taking a little break from Liza P. Cause I haven't been able to stop thinking about this game for quite some time. Since I last played it like 2 weeks ago. It is quite interesting, the way it is presented. So I'm going to try and get four new endings. So if this is your first time seeing me play this, you're going to be in for a ride. So I'll explain things as we get into this.
You're on a path.
Going back for the Vor ending, huh?
And at the end of
probably not. I'm not really going for that. But if it leads to that, we will be getting it.
If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Let's see. Let's say that maybe I'm okay with the world ending.
Of course I haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end. I mean, maybe some people do, like nihilists or very, very evil people, but surely you're not one of those, right?
So the first thing I'm going to do, so I wonder, okay, because the way this whole thing works is that
you make your way up the short
the
path
princess in the cabin,
you'll find the princess with
changes based on, okay, hold on, I'm gonna need to put myself in a different spot. Hold on a second. Let's do this and then this. Okay, so hold on. So if I put that here. Okay. If I put myself like here, and then here. Okay. So yes, here. Seeing this live, because I've been blocking the dialogue this whole entire time. Like at least like part of the dialogue. Okay. Hi, hello. I'm up here now. Okay, so
a warning before you go any further.
So the princess changes based on how I react to her.
She will lie.
The first thing she changes is based on whether or not
we're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess.
Whether or not I take the knife from the table.
Princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about. The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
So the first thing I'm going to do It is going well. How's it going for you?
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Let's see. The first thing I'm going to do is not take the blade, because I want the damsel first.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase. Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
is hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to
Not
remember
taking
it
the
for the rest
blade
of your
means
life.
I don't perceive her as a threat. Taking the blade means I perceive her as a threat, and she changes accordingly. This game is very
Don't let it
trippy.
fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming.
This is different. So I was going to do something, but if I can lie and say I'm here to save you.
Wait, really? You're here to rescue me? I was starting to think I'd be stuck down here forever.
I'm still blocking shit. Okay, so I guess I've come. Well, I don't want to be. Oh. Because her dialogue is in different spots. Based on what mood she's in. Okay.
I see. You're trying to get her to lower her guard. It's a gamble, but it might work.
Come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a
Hi.
heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone?
Very easily, actually.
I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. I can't believe you're here. I've been waiting for something like this to happen forever. I hope you brought something to deal with these chains.
You were lying when you said you were here to rescue her, but regardless of your intentions, breaking her out of those chains would be a big mistake.
Vor
Don't even
ending,
try
vor
it.
ending. Why does everyone want me to get the vor ending? Let's see. Let's talk a bit first.
Okay.
Keep her locked away. You sure use a blade. I can't trust you. This doesn't add up. Some worse to risk. I'm going to you're the Vtuber representative. I haven't been saying that anymore. Have you not been listening? First of all, that's my thing. Oh my goodness. I've dug myself into a hole. What are you going to do if I let you out of here? Okay, wait a minute. What have you been eating or drinking?
I don't see what that has to do with anything.
This is the only time this is ever going to happen, but I agree with the princess. That's okay, but actually, what has she been eating? She has to eat, right?
He's very skinny. If I keep her locked away, what can I do differently? Same in the chains. I'm not gonna let her out. What's your name?
She pauses, carefully formulating her words before she responds.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness. Or you can just call me Princess if Your Royal Highness is too formal.
Is Princess her name or her title? What if it's both? Could you imagine being named Princess Princess?
Actually, yes, I can. Keep her locked away. Choose the blade. Okay, I can stab her now. Let's see, should keep her locked away or go back and get the blade? Both things would be different. I think I just broke her out, or at least tried to break her out the first time. And then the narrator made me stab her. I think I retrieved the blade.
Thank you. You turn back to the stairs, intent on
That was a
retrieving
very
the blade
sour
from the
look she gave me.
So, what? You're going to try and kill me? You'll regret this. I promise you. But go ahead. Run along and get whatever you're planning to get. But you'd better hope that I don't slip these chains before you make it back down here.
Slip these chains? She can't, right? She needed our help to get out of here. But do you hear the conviction in her voice?
She's changing on
I
the
don't
fly.
think she's bluffing. She has to be bluffing, but hurry. You rush up to the first floor, grabbing the blade, both yours and the world's only possible salvation. Okay, if we're sure about this decision, I'll support it. I suppose we have a world to save after all. You slowly creep down the basement stairs. It's quiet. Where the princess sat only a moment ago, there's only a severed arm, its flesh still chained to the wall, and she is nowhere to be seen. Is it just me? Or did this room get a lot bigger?
I think we got off on the wrong foot. Do you think we can start over?
Oh, you coward.
No, I don't think we can. Why don't you come closer? I have something to show you.
A present? I like presents. Let's finish this.
Your eyes dart to the corners of the room. You don't see her. Where is she?
Let's see. Close the door behind me.
You close the door behind you. Almost magically, its locks immediately click into place. Maybe they'll open if you finish the job.
Investigate the arm. Just call her out. No. Come on out, let's just get this over
I
with.
can wait. I'm very patient.
Venture into the shadows.
You step into the shadows. Too late, you hear the quiet patter of feet against the basement floor, followed by the taut pull and sharp pain of tearing flesh as the princess lunges into you from behind and drags you to the floor.
Dang.
Velocity overwhelms you, and as the princess rends flesh from bone, your limp fingers lose their grip on the blade. It slips from your hand, your one last means of defense lying useless beside you in a pool of your cooling blood. I suppose you just lacked the will to fight back. This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. You shouldn't have let that fear creep into your heart. You had the upper hand. And now look at you. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Game over, yeah!
Beast.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're
Sure
here
is a
to slay her.
princess.
If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Okay,
Oh,
no.
Don't you start grandstanding about morals. The fate of the world is at risk right now, and the life of a mere princess shouldn't stop you from saving us all. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. If he doesn't remember what happened, then something else must have trapped us here.
Voice of the hunted.
You're not trapped here. Nobody's forcing you to do anything, though the only sensible thing for you to do right now is march up to that cabin and slay the princess.
Alright, let's proceed. Let's see what waifu we've
Before you go any
unlocked.
further. She will lie. She will cheat. Does a cat lie to a cornered mouse when it plays with its freedom? Or is it just acting out its nature? Don't say that matters. A lie's a lie, and if anything, she's
Now's
the
the
one who's
time for
caught.
philosophy, Voice of the Hunted.
She could have gotten out of there whenever she wanted to. We should trust nothing that she tells us, only what we hear and smell. That's a very roundabout way of saying that you should listen to me and take this seriously. Maybe.
Proceed into the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is ruinous and dilapidated. It feels like no one has lived here for a long time.
It's
Wind
not very
rushing in
different.
through cracks and holes in the wooden walls. The only furniture of note is a termite-eaten table with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
I don't know if taking the blade now has an effect like not like doing it at first does.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing what's left of an old wooden staircase. It's still sturdy enough that you can make your way down in one piece, though you'll have to be mindful of holes. The air seeping up from below is oddly warm and wet, as if you're descending into a jungle. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
Warm and wet, that sounds familiar.
She growls up the stairs.
I can smell you.
Okay, so I need to shower. Thanks for telling me.
She sounds almost feral, impatient, or maybe eager. You carefully make your way down the stairs. The last step gives way
Warm
to
and
the
wet, can't
earth
relate.
floor of a starlit pit. The walls are obscured by an impenetrable darkness, giving the
I'm
illusion
sorry.
that the room might stretch on forever. You brush against the wide leaves of plants that surround you on all sides, seemingly the only living things that occupy this strange underground wilderness. The jungle is pressing in on us, hiding her from view. She could be anywhere.
Or she could be right fucking there.
You see only a flash of the princess before she scurries away into the underbrush, dragging her heavy chain behind her. Remember, she's just a princess.
Yeah, no.
She is certainly not just a princess. You're not helping.
Neither are you.
It doesn't matter what she is. It only matters what she does. Her shining eyes appear between the leaves, staring hungrily at you from the darkness.
Hi. She looks like a creepypasta now.
I can hear your heart pounding from the bottom of the stairs, fledgling. You're right to be terrified.
No one with good intentions ever calls someone a fledgling.
I'm so much more than you. And a little splinter clutched in trembling hands won't save you from me.
A shiver rushes up your spine and pulls you upright. The air's shifting. She's getting ready to pounce. Move, now.
So where? She hears that clinking, she's in chains again. We're fine. Take me at you. I can see right through you. Kill each other. She's in chains again. We're fine. You're about to attack me, aren't you? Let's see. I think. That clinking. She's in chains. We're fine. Move.
Directed on instinct. As you land, you're buffeted by a gust of air disturbed by the sudden motion of a massive body. The princess. In an instant, she's pounced on the spot where you would have been, her chains rattling across the floor behind her.
Oh, she looks like Vicar Amelia, kind of, almost.
Before you can blink, she's gone, vanishing once
That's
more
without
into
the
shadows.
antlers.
But you still feel her gaze on you.
I'm getting facepalm because I don't know the difference between Invader Zim and Tot. Attack the power of Juju and Invader Zim? Oh my god. Well, first of all, they came out like 6 years apart. First of all, like 6, 7 years apart. And not even from like the same era of Nickelodeon. Second of all, one started out as a video game, Tak the Power of Juju. There was a character in Zim named Tak. Oh, okay. When you say Tak, I immediately thought Tak and the Power of Juju, which, yeah, okay. Wait, who the fuck was Tak in Invader Zim?
You're faster than you were before, but you're still meek, reactive, prey.
Another alien. Well, that doesn't really help. Looks like Zim. Think people even remember taking the power of Juju. Most people don't. I do though. I'm one of those people. It's female though, hence my confusion. It's female, okay, Mayor.
You whirl around to find her, and your gaze meets hers, a pair of shining eyes peering out at you from just beyond the basement stairs.
Hold on, I need to see who this tag person is. Cause I do not remember this character. Tank. Invader Zim. First appeared in season 1, episode 20. I mean, she does kind of look like Zim, I guess. But her antenna are more curly and her eyes are purple. And her outfit is purple, so clear. And she has a mole underneath one eye, so clearly she's female. Hey, I'm xenophobic. Imperium of man and all.
So she's cut off our escape. Shit. What do we do?
Do you want? We don't have to kill each other. What if I helped you? If we could get out of here on your own, wouldn't you have already left? Stop hiding and show yourself. Stop hiding and show yourself.
If you want to see me, you should get better at seeing.
She knows that her strength lies in shadows and secrets. She won't reveal herself unless she has to.
Explore. You're deflecting.
And you bear your weakness to the world.
She's coiling for another strike. Be somewhere else. We're on the back foot. The back foot keeps us nimble, keeps us alive. It doesn't matter if it keeps us alive, if it eventually kills us. We need to take back the momentum. We need to do something.
Survive. Play dead. Looks like we're supposed to take back the momentum here. Aim for her to strike and hit her back. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Play dead, survive.
Barely moving out of the way before the princess surges past you with a speed that makes her practically unseen.
I think I can keep this up. You know what? I was sent to kill you because you're a threat to the world. I'm starting to believe that's true.
Oh, for the love of... You've given up the game. Great. All that will do is hasten her victory.
So many useless thoughts run through your head. Thinking. You'll never hurt me if you keep thinking.
Keep this up.
You have to. We at least have to make an opening. tickling sensation rises at the base of your neck.
Uh-oh.
Flee. We can't keep doing this.
Wait for her to strike and hit her back. Sure, let's try
This
that.
isn't going to work. We're in her domain. We just have to stay alive. If we keep dodging her forever, we're going to get tired. We're going to slip up. We have to take a risk.
Whoops. I accidentally hit the pause screen.
As the princess lunges from the shadows once more, punching her blade and lash out. It strikes, cutting deep, and the princess loses her focus, crying out in pained surprise as she crashes into you. You're sent sprawling and can already feel the massive bruise blossoming on your ribs as she scrambles back into the darkness. Look at that! We wounded her! She wounded us.
Are you just the cornered animal you seem to be? Or could you be a rival?
She rears back, then leaps at you, more forceful, more ferocious, more serious. The scuffle is brief, and though you inflict a few deep wounds, you find yourself quickly overwhelmed by her savagery. You collapse on the floor, and she wastes no time before pouncing on you in a flurry of claws and blood, your nerves barely able to keep up with the onslaught. By the end, you're lying in a nest of your own intestines, spine severed, blood rapidly draining out onto the jungle floor. The princess, drenched in both her blood and yours, idly prods your body.
No, that's it then. Cornered animal it was. Do better next time. I still need to devour you. And it doesn't count if you're dead.
Well, we're not dead, we're... But you don't have time to protest her premature observation of your death, because everything goes dark, and you die.
Game over, yeah!
I really don't remember Tack at all. Chapter 3, The Den.
You're on a path in the wood.
Yeah, we are. This time we're not gonna run until we die. We're taking her head on and we're winning.
Without her, she didn't have a soft underbelly, she didn't have blind spots. What could we have done that would have saved us from her hunger?
My favorite Warhammer 40k fact. Okay, man, that is the best way to get everyone to leave the room. Is the Emperor is a god because the orcs believe he was. Then believing made it happen. Holy shit, man! Did you actually say something that relates to the current thing we're doing? The princess changes based on how we react to her. And then you bring up a fact about Warhammer about how an emperor... What, no, was I supposed to? You did! Completely by accident. It actually relates. I'm so proud of you.
When someone tries to make you dead, you have to hit them back. You have to show them your authority. There's nothing worse than a bully that thinks they own you.
Creatures that reproduce like fungus made a dead human god. Humans already kind of reproduce pretty quickly.
Great, so you've been here before. That doesn't bode well. You're not supposed to have been here before. This is supposed to be one
I'm
and
supposed to
done.
have been here before.
Oh, shut up. It bodes fine. You're the reason we're stuck in this shit situation. Now I have to do the hard work of dragging us out.
Orcs literally are fungus. I thought orcs were elves with shit smeared all over them.
And how do you intend to do that?
At least that's how the elves tell the story.
We're going to fight her, and we're going to win. There's a reason she slinks around in the shadows.
Well, no complaints here. Now hold on. We're not just gonna let the fact that he knows
Elves
things
fought
about this
them
whole
and won.
Lucan situation go, are we?
Well, like the Tolkien version. That's the story the elves tell about the orcs.
He's not important. He can have his secrets for all I care. She's killed us twice now, and that's enough of a reason for us to want her dead.
Okay, what's the plan? This is different than it was before. This is what is going on here. And what happens next? It seems like all the answers are in the cabin.
You make your way down to the cabin. Your fated confrontation awaits. You know what to do. So, we need a plan.
We've already been over the plan.
Stab
I'm
her!
not sure that use violence counts as a plan.
Stark! We need a plan of attack. I have a plan. Attack.
It's a better plan than you had last time.
I don't like this. Don't try to keep us breathing. The interior is dark and overgrown. Vines and
Oh,
brush
damn.
obscure so
It's
much
not
of the
even a
place
door
that
anymore.
Had you not seen the exterior, you might not have noticed this was a cabin at all. The only furniture of note, if you could call it that, is a knotted stump, a pristine blade embedded in its exposed rings. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you're going to do this right.
Take it. We're not fighting a monster without a blade. Even if it's not a very big one.
Is no one going to mention the mirror? What are you talking about? There is no mirror. It's just the stump and a narrow tunnel that leads to the basement. He isn't tricking us. Can you feel the wind?
Oh
It's
yes, I
telling us
do
there's
need
a hole
water,
in
Mare.
that wall.
Thank you.
Our eyes deceive us.
Thank you for the water. Oh, a new subscriber! Welcome to the Minagara, Nermus. It is Shamase. Welcome in. I've never had a person subscribe out of nowhere without even following first. Hello, how are you doing? It's good to see you.
That mirror's blocking our way. Just smash it and be done with it.
Explore. Take the blade.
Yes, take the steel claw. You pull the blade from the stump, gripping it tight. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a
Welcome to the Vor speed run.
Good. One step closer to ending
I think I'm
this.
accidentally coming upon the Vor ending anyway.
You step forward, approaching the small hole that leads to the basement, hesitating before you enter the princess's lair.
You heard him. Stop hesitating and smash that antique.
That mirror isn't part of this place. It's seeped through from somewhere else. It, if there even is an it, is a hallucination. Like you said, you've been here twice before. Your mind is bound to start playing
I
tricks
mean, you
on you
didn't do it
eventually.
intentionally? No, not at all. This is just like the natural progression of choices.
It's so grimy. Maybe we can wipe it clean and finally get a look at ourselves.
I already know what the deal's with the mirror. Smash it.
You bring your fist crashing down into the open hole leading to the basement, throwing yourself off balance and tumbling headlong into the pitch black.
How did you accidentally get your kink ending? Listen, I didn't choose my kink. My kink chose me.
If there were once stairs leading into the basement, there is nothing left to attest to their existence now.
Sometimes it just
There is
happens,
only a
okay?
long tunnel of packed earth, growing more narrow as you descend.
I keep accidentally doing Vor things when I didn't intend to do them.
It smells of mold and decay. The damp walls leave streaks of dirt along your body as you're forced to hunch, then finally squat down on all fours in order to continue. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. As you crawl forward on hands and knees, you're met only with the sounds of ambient earth. No voice slinks confidently up the stairs, no entity threatens violence or pleads for safety. Stay quiet. Don't give her a sound.
Too late. Say nothing and silently proceed down the stairs.
You say nothing, maintaining the silence as you carefully make your way down into the basement. basement is dark and cavernous, a gaping maw threatening to swallow you whole.
Foreshadowing!
Save for what little starlight has managed to filter down the tunnel. And though you can't see the vastness of the space, you can feel it. You're exposed.
It doesn't matter if we can't see down here. We know where she is.
Do we though? Quiet, are we? Step into the shadows, ready to fight.
You step into the shadows and are enveloped in total darkness. Your heart pounds in your chest, ears pricked, eyes wide despite the inky blackness, waiting for any sign.
There are no accidents, Master Oogway. May he rest in peace. Underneath the peach tree.
There, she's about to strike.
Whoa!
Ears silenced,
She's hotter
turned
now.
Predator, the princess erupts from the shadows. Swinging your blade, its tip intercepting her before she can draw first blood. She recoils, stunned for a brief moment.
See, I told you. We needed to assert our might. We needed to prove to her that she can bleed too. She'll doubt her every move now.
Monster fucker in me is happy. I think all of you is a monster fucker, man. It's not in you. You just are a monster fucker.
Even more ferocity than before. But that voice in your head wasn't wrong. Within that ferocity, there is also hesitation. Not much, but enough. Not a word is spoken between you and the princess as you exchange blows in the dark. The glint of bloody claws and fangs, the flash of wet steel. In the pit, all of your senses are heightened, each injury stinging like a chorus of insects, each small shift in your favor a major victory that swells your heart. Reaches a climax.
Fight! Successfully take the fight to the creature in the den.
And
He doesn't respond. Eyes glance at you from the untextured threads of a ward unraveled. Am I free? They ask. Oh, I didn't get eaten. I won. Because I decided to fight back. She did not have an opportunity to respond. Something has taken her away and has left something else in her place.
she's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? Is that a... Why is it here?
You actually missed the important thing. Yeah, because I fought back. Prey and Void typically doesn't fight back. I don't know where she went. I don't know how we even go looking for her.
I'm begging you, don't do this.
Don't worry, it'll be fine. You approach the mirror.
This doesn't feel right. It feels different. Final. Thing reeks of death.
Screw the mirror. We just need to find the princess.
Voices feel small, distant as you approach. What do I look like? It's you. Okay. You're alone in a place that is empty. It is quiet here. You're at the cabin.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
Don't touch the dog tits. Do you know the narrator?
You are the only thing I have ever known.
That's not true.
The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us.
So it's not vacant. Do we know each other?
You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope as I witness you.
What are
I
you?
am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
What do you think I
I
am?
think that you are like me,
We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
What happens now?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
How much will I forget?
Everything, until we meet again.
Okay, make me forget.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Everything goes dark and you die.
Game over, yeah!
A wordless vessel, bring the din to her.
You're on a path in the woods,
So
and at the
I
end of
don't
that path
think I
is a
can
cabin.
do that again.
and in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
I might be able to. Let's
You're
see.
here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
So if I can't make the choice, then it'll be grayed out. Okay.
That's the spirit.
I've always wanted to offer Monarch.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning, before you go any further. She will love. We're not going to go through with this, right? Ignore him.
Yep. Proceed to the cabin. Let's see if I can not fight back.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely. The blade is.
Let's see. Into the basement.
The door to the base. Her voice
Hello?
is
Someone
hypnotic.
there.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Okay, so I can't make
really?
this choice.
I see. You're trying to get her to.
Come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes. She's beautiful. I am begging you to stay focused.
Hi.
Stay focused.
I can't believe you're here. I hope you brought something to deal with these chains.
You were lying.
Let's talk a bit first.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay, so I can make this choice again. Okay. Okay. Alright, so we can do this. Cool. Sorry, I can't trust you.
Thank you. You turn back to the stairs.
So, what? You'll regret this, but you'd better hope.
Slip these chains. She has to be bluffing, but you rush up to the first floor. Okay. If we're sure about this decision, you slowly creep down the basement stairs. It's quiet. Where the princess sat. Is it just me?
He's lost an arm.
Your eyes
finish
dart.
this.
Where is she?
Investigate the arm, close the door behind you.
You close the door behind you. Almost magically, its locks immediately click into place. Maybe they'll open. If you step forward to investigate the severed limb.
It's a severed limb.
A trail of blood leads from its jagged stump into a dark corner of the basement. And then you hear the quiet patter of feet against the floor, and there's suddenly a weight on your shoulders. The princess tears into you. Her teeth and claws are unnaturally sharp, ripping into your shoulders, digging into your throat. You fall to the ground, the princess eagerly tearing at your flesh. Holy shit. What is she?
That's a princess.
You roll the princess off your back and turn to face her, rising to your knees and readying your blade. Those eyes. She's going to kill us. Yes, things do look a little grim, don't they? The two of you are losing quite a lot of blood, but there's a reason she decided to strike from ambush. She isn't confident about a direct confrontation. Just because she's playing it safe doesn't mean we have the upper hand. Come on now. Don't let your confidence waver. This is an important moment.
I'm going to kill you.
Okay.
The princess leaps onto you as you raise your blade in defense. You find your target, and time after time you strike, but the wounds she inflicted in her ambush hinder your movements, and with each fresh exchange you're a little slower, a little weaker.
She's pretty hot, I'm not gonna lie.
You seek solace in the fact that she is slowing too. Finally, she collapses, and you collapse beside her.
If you think this is it, you're sorely mistaken. One way or another, I'll make sure you pay for this.
Your grasp on the blade weakens.
Oh, this is still gonna be
It
different
slips
though.
from your numb fingers, lying uselessly on the floor.
I'm not gonna get
This
the
can't
din
be
this
how it
time.
ends, right? I'm sorry, but it is. You aren't making it out of this basement, but at least you finished the job.
Not really, no.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
Game over, yeah!
Witch.
You're on a path. in
Slightly
the
different
woods,
choices.
and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her.
He's going to kill me again. Proceed to the cabin. Fuck it, right?
A warning before you go any further. She will lie. Don't worry. You can trust us to get the job done.
The opportunist. Welcome in.
The interior of the cabin is a mess of twisted roots. The walls a chaotic weave of knotted wood that, almost as if by accident, just happened to resemble a room. The floor is damp and earthy, and the only furniture of note is a slab of mud in the shape of a shelf, with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Take the blade.
Take the blade from the shelf. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Well, if we're grabbing a weapon, we should probably keep it hidden behind our backs. She doesn't have to know we have it. That's not actually a bad idea.
Into the basement. Fuck the mirror.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase dug into the muddy earth below. The ceiling is thick with roots that hang like locks of tangled hair. The weak starlight from the cabin windows behind you can barely penetrate the gloom here, only illuminating the edges of an opening below. It shines in the darkness like some kind of massive maw, waiting to swallow you up into the earth.
But you will not be
The air
bored.
smells of dirt and copper. It's thick and wet, as if your lungs are being coated in mud with each intake of breath. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice skitters up from below.
Skitters.
Something nasty finds itself on my stairs. Come on down. Don't be scared. I probably won't bite.
I'm not
But
nasty.
you are. You're a wretched little thing. I recognize that voice as easily as I recognized your nervous little footsteps coming up the path. I know who you are, and I remember what you've done.
She must have you confused with someone else. She seems friendly enough. Maybe we can talk our way out of this whole situation. You can't. Unless you slay her right away, she's going to break free and end the world. There's no reasoning with what she is. Look, I'm just throwing ideas out there. I like to think out loud. I'm the kind of guy who likes a discussion. Don't we want to hear what everyone has to say before making any big decisions? Do you want to hear what everyone has to say? Or do you just want to hear yourself talk? You need to stop lingering. Your task is to slay the princess, not endlessly debate about what to do with the princess. Fine.
Just slaying her.
You're the boss. Thank you.
Wow.
Descend the basement steps. entering the dark room below.
He's a variation of the beast.
You can just make out the shape of the princess in the gloom. She's huddled against the far wall, her eyes bright and glaring from amid the thick roots.
And there you are, one hand tucked away behind your back, gripping that sharp, sharp blade, no doubt.
That's no fair. How would she know that?
So, we've dropped the pretenses. Good.
She's acting like the two of you already know each other. Oh, no. You've already been here, haven't you?
No, we haven't.
That's pretty sharp. How'd you figure that one out? Call it deductive reasoning. Well, you seem to be great at it. Do you remember us then? Do you remember last time? No, I don't. But you and the princess clearly have a shared reality, even if I'm not a part of it. I won't waste time fighting you on something that's clearly true. I'm just glad we could put all this behind us. Is it all behind us? Just focus on the task at hand.
Seems pretty in front of
I don't care
us.
if you've been here before, and I don't care if you think you'll go somewhere else after this. My world is on the line right now, so I'd appreciate it if you would take this seriously and slay her. Let's chat her up a bit first. Maybe we can find a middle ground where everyone's happy.
Let's riz the princess.
Don't talk to her. You're just going to make things more difficult than they have to be.
Well, I seem to remember you having a tongue.
Made a mistake. We all make mistakes, right? Don't worry, the blade isn't for you. Not for killing you. Gotta get you out somehow, right? Get the sense that you're not happy with me. I get the sense that you're angry.
Is that a joke? Do you think a joke will charm my trust back? You'll have to try harder than that.
She's clearly scared, because she's like still propped up in the corner. Because she started out as the damsel, and then I brought the blade back, and that's what made her wary. So she doesn't trust me, and she's scared, and she's a cornered animal, but she's not confident. I died last time. You didn't. If anyone here shouldn't be trusted, it's you.
You were the one who went to get that knife. You were the one who started all of this. Only a poor loser twists their own failure around on the winner.
Can't you get out of those chains on your own? Those chains didn't stop you last time.
Oh, of course. They're nothing to me.
The princess grins as the chains fall from her wrist. She could have gotten out of those the whole time. That sneaky little... A woman after my own heart, really. She knows how to hold her cards close to her chest. This is why she can't just be abandoned here. If left to her own devices, she'll find a way out. Now stop her.
Because got out this whole time. What do you even need me for? The cabin is locked.
The cabin lets prying little beasts like you come as you please. But it insists I stay where I am. That binding I shed is just a symbol of the crueler magic at work in this place. If I'm to leave, I'm to leave with you. And you alone.
Okay, let's leave. I don't want to hurt you. Clearly there's some broken trust. Take this as a gesture of my goodwill. Give her the knife.
You can't be serious.
Now, hold on. We should put this to a vote. Since we can't just give it to her, what if she uses it to kill us? I vote no.
As do I. Abstain?
You abstain. She's going to kill us if we give it to her.
This isn't a democracy. We're giving her the blade.
You're going to get everyone killed. You know that, right? But of course you do. You toss the blade at the princess's feet. She eyes it with suspicion before kneeling down to pick it up.
I wouldn't have done that. Why did you?
She creeps forward, taking one cautious step at a time until you and she are face to face.
What do you think happens now?
Oh my gosh, she's so hot. Okay, It's up to you. So I gave you the blade. It chose last time and I regret it. So now it's time your time to choose. You're beautiful. I want to actually save you. This feels like the only way to do it. I have to answer from the heart.
She pulls back, clearly caught off guard by whatever nonsense. I thought it was nice. Whether it's nice depends on if we meant it. We didn't mean it. Did we?
Yes.
If you were lying, we'd all know. But unfortunately.
What? What do you mean by that? What kind of game are you playing?
The look of surprise that momentarily softened her features vanishes as she steels her nerves. And then she buries the blade in your heart. What? No. No, come on, that's not right. I told you. I told you this is what she was going to do. Glee dances across her face as you fall to the ground.
I did it. I got you. You...
The princess seems to tremble, her smile fading.
Regret!
Faced with concern, her nervous eyes brim with tears.
Why? Why did you let me do this?
But you don't have the strength to respond, nor do you have the time.
Everything goes
Everything
black,
goes dark,
and you die.
and you die.
Game over, yeah!
Thorn. Past life gambit. Hand your power
On a
to a
path
suspicious
in the woods.
character.
I can't believe she actually stabbed us. I told you not to give her the blade. I told you it would come around to bite us. I voted against it.
Your model keeps blinking. Blinking how? Like my eyes? Because I'm blinking in real life. It should be doing that.
Yeah, we know. You already got your I told you so's in while we were bleeding out. I just wanted to make sure that everyone here knows that I was and am on the right
Eyes
side.
slowly blinking. It does that. It's a thing that plagues every VTuber.
Oh, you're far from being on the right side of
The
anything.
voice of the
You're
smitten!
fixated on the past. whereas
We
all
got the
right
scent!
is fixated on the future.
Oh, a visionary. Tell me more.
Gladly, my dear fellow. By cruelly turning on the princess in her moment of vulnerability, we made ourselves an enemy. But by mastering our fear and insecurity and handing over our power, we journey to something so much bigger. I like journeys. Traveling is a bit of a passion of mine. It makes me so relatable. Now, where are we off to? Well, if we're lucky, it's a journey to love. She hates us. Does she? She hesitated before stabbing us to death. There might just be a kernel of affection in that angry, angry heart. As ridiculous as this guy is, maybe he has a point. I don't know if I necessarily buy into his whole love journey thing, but maybe she won't be as keen to betray us this time. We've already proven to her that we can change, so maybe she'll realise that things don't have to end in violence. You know, maybe you're right. In which case, I suppose the only thing to do is to get back to the cabin and give it another try.
What is the narrator? He was talking at first, I think. But there's so many voices, the narrator got drowned
What
out.
another try exactly?
You are aware I've been listening to you, right?
It makes no difference if we conspire in the shadows or bear our intentions with open hearts. We are breaking your cruel cycle and whisking her away to freedom.
Risking her way to freedom.
Oh, are you now? Great. So you've obviously been here before, since you apparently died at least once. Sure.
Twice.
Then I'll spare you the little introduction I had planned. You already know about the princess, and clearly you already know that she's dangerous. So don't muck this up. It's bad enough that this isn't your first time through.
I was thinking of something a finger to stab me in the heart. And what happens if we just leave? Let's proceed to the cabin.
It isn't long before you find yourself at the base of the cabin. I think it's clear where everyone stands at this point.
I don't know if I'd say everyone.
You talking about me? I have a position. It's a good one, too. Ignore him, he's just talking for talking's sake. My position is the only one that matters. The princess is a threat to you. She's a threat to me, and most importantly, she's a threat to the world. You know what you have to do. The interior of the cabin is hardly an interior at all anymore. The burned-out ruins merely suggest the shape of the structure that once stood here, charred wood still reeking of ash. But beneath it lies the fresh smell of spring growth after rain, the promise of new life in the wreckage of the old. The only furniture of note is the crisp shell of what was once a table, a pristine... Wait, this isn't right.
Lots of
This
roses.
is supposed to be a pristine blade. Why isn't there a pristine blade?
We gave it to her last time.
She can't still have it, can she? Well, it's not here. And if she has it, let me guess, you want to get all chummy with her.
As far as I see it, if it's between him and her, I say we side with the one who has the weapon. It's just the smart thing to do.
He's right.
I wouldn't be so hasty. I'm sure the blade will turn up somewhere. She can't have it. That's not how this is supposed to work.
If she does have it, that's all the more reason to put our faith in her. We've already shown her our heart. Now she has to show us hers. Unless her heart tells her to stab us, which doesn't seem unlikely, so yes, I agree. Let's make sure we get on her good side.
How do we even get down there? The thing to see is the mirror. Let's see. Push the mirror.
You step forward and approach the scorched entryway leading to the basement, hesitating before you begin the descent.
You know what you have to do. Wipe away the grit from the mirror, and behold our handsome features.
We're not all that handsome.
You reach forward and wave your hand through the hollow entrance leading to the basement. What are you doing?
Alas, our fine features remain unseen. We'll just have to trust that she'll find us beautiful as we are. Well, seems like the only way to go is forward, isn't it?
Through the thorns.
That's where everything tends to be. Let's just put on a good face and have our wits about us. You step through the frame of scorched wood and make your way into the darkness below. The stairs to the basement are covered in a fine layer of gritty ash. The air still feels warm, as if the fires that ruined this place had only recently been extinguished. Yet fresh shoots of thorny branches are already weaving themselves through the soot-covered earth of the walls around you. Their spines point courteously down towards the basement, so you're able to brush past their jagged points with ease. At least on the way down. But you don't need to think about the way back up just yet. That's a matter for after the world's been saved.
These thorns are an expression of her pain. I know it. She's calling out for help.
Her voice, worn down by pain and suspicion, hobbles up the stairs.
I can't get away from you, can I? We kill each other and you come back. You let me kill you and you come back. I don't know why you let me do that. I don't know what you want from me.
Her voice is completely different. Figure out a way out of here for good. I just want to talk, really talk.
I think you know how this goes. I'm down here and I can't leave. So, come down and talk. It's not like I can stop you.
You continue down the
What does she
basement
look
stairs,
like?
brushing past the smooth edges of thorns that grow more and more plentiful as you make your way forward. You step out into what was once a vast open cavern, now overrun by briars and prickles and thistles, the space thick with hostile vegetation. At the heart of it all, encased in a tight weave of vines, is the princess, her bloody, trembling hands clutching a pristine blade.
Did you know this was going to happen to me? Are you here to watch me suffer? Are you here to laugh?
She's not an animal girl anymore. I'm disappointed. I can cut you free, but you have to give me the blade.
And I'm supposed to believe it's safe in your hands? That you aren't just saying what you need to say in order to fool me and save yourself?
You're not the only one who yearns for freedom. I'm as trapped as you are. I think we need to leave together.
The princess clutches the blade closer to her chest.
That sounds nice. I'm so tired of the bad blood between us. But it's hard to let it go. You've hurt me.
Her eyes dart away from yours for a brief moment.
And I've also hurt you.
Yes, I killed you, you killed me. We're a happy family. Let's see. Can I take the blade now?
Her eyes briefly meet yours, then dart back to the floor. She hangs her head in resignation.
Okay.
Reach for the blade.
You reach towards her bloodied hands, laying your palm on her trembling fingers. For a moment, she clutches it even tighter, her knuckles going white with the effort. But then the tension fades. Her grip finally loosens and she allows you to take the weapon. You carefully pull it free from the thorns, though they scrape at your skin, leaving red trickles of fresh blood all along your arms. She trusts us. She trusts us. Doesn't that set your heart aflutter? Yeah, a little. It could just be nerves. Being this close to her does bring back unpleasant memories, but I don't know, it doesn't feel bad. It feels good. Like we're special to her. We are special to have gained an ounce of trust from a maiden so guarded. Now all that remains is to free her from her bindings. Yeah, let's do it. Let's show her how much both of us have changed. Or, hear me out, we slay her right here, right now. She's never been so helpless, and if we don't take advantage of that, we may never get another chance. That sounds like a splendid idea. You should listen to him. I see that the lines have been drawn. It's 2 against 1. It's 2 against 2. You don't count. And why shouldn't he count? Because he's clearly not one of us. That doesn't matter. He's been with us the whole time. He should get a say.
So, did you mean it? Or was I a fool to hand my life to you?
I just wanted my blade back. You're on your own. Turn and leave. Cut her free.
What a good idea. Let's cut her free. Oh, so you're suddenly team free. I can just switch sides as soon as we make a decision. I can do whatever I want, and I believe wholeheartedly this is the right course of action. Let's free this princess. Everyone deserves a chance at redemption. Let him join us and be merry. We are all united by our passion. That's right. What he said. We've already given him a chance at redemption. And who says I don't deserve another? I really mean it this time. I'm big enough to admit when I'm wrong.
Well, he is an
What the hell do you
opportunist.
free her?
Yeah, it fits the bill. And honestly, anything else would be out of
And
character.
I have no problem with that. Welcome to the team. You're one of us now. One of the good guys. You take the blade to the thorny vines imprisoning the princess, and she flinches, relaxing only slightly as the blade slices into the thick vegetation rather than her arm. And she flinches again as the last of the vines is cut away, as if, after all of that, she's still expecting you to turn on her and stab her in the heart. But you're not going to do that, are you? Still, all it would take is a single slip of the blade.
Such a pathetic attempt at distraction and subterfuge. Our blade is a dashing sword, and every dashing sword is an extension of its hero. It won't slip.
You're right. He can't even make it slip, can he? He's a bit of a nobody. Good thing I've been on your side of all this since the beginning. The princess falls into your arms, tears streaking down her cheeks. I can't believe you're making me describe this.
You actually meant it. You rescued me.
Do you see the way she's looking at us? Kiss her. Kiss her now before the moment ends.
Yes, I did. Kiss the princess.
No, you can't. Absolutely not. You know as well as I do that we can.
And we wouldn't want to throw away a chance for a special moment, now would we? If I were only capable of throwing myself off a bridge.
Well, are you going to describe our steamy, romantic kiss?
You lean in and you kiss her. And she reciprocates enthusiastically. You kiss. It's done. Are you happy now?
Come on now, this is the big moment. You can do better than that. Ugh, fine.
You and the princess lock eyes and stare deep into each other's souls with all the roaring emotion that comes from letting what once was hatred turn into pure, unbridled passion. Are you making fun of us? And then each of you close your eyes and kiss.
Words can describe neither the nuclear fire nor the oceanic depth of your connection.
Please. I think he actually likes romance. If history itself were not about to end, historians would document this moment for the rest of time. Musicians would write era-defining ballads, and great artists would expend entire lifetimes trying to merely capture the spark you hold right now. He's making fun of us.
It doesn't matter either way, because this is good stuff.
Hence why I can see them voices are smitten. I want to know more about the lore of the game. It's amazing. Actually, did you not see the ending of my last playthrough? Because it kind of explains how this whole thing works.
I'm aware of my skills. But unfortunately for you, the moment doesn't last forever.
True love's
You
kiss.
open your eyes, the princess smiles gently up at you. Time for you to damn the whole world to oblivion, I suppose.
That was nice.
You became an eldritch monster before my lives. Not exactly. Not exactly. She has an identity, and it's not a princess. Kiss the girl.
Her hand slips into yours, and the two of
How
you
did that
rush to the
Little
basement
Mermaid song
stairs.
go? La 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 la. Kiss the girl. Something like that. I don't fucking remember. I've seen Little Mermaid maybe 3 times.
Shameful, really, that the same thorns that so graciously allowed you downstairs.
Yeah, you're an
now block you
antho
on
bird.
your way out.
Yes. What else?
Please, after all the trials we've been through, do you really think a few measly thorns can stop us? Love is an even more powerful
I
weapon than our
forbore.
blade.
Yes.
You cut through those other vines just fine. They're only thorns. I'm not afraid of getting a few scrapes.
She has an identity. One that kind of explains why the narrator wants you to kill her. And it's also why after killing her, we were just sitting in a cabin for all eternity.
I'm not even sure we need to do any cutting. We can just move them out of the way. What a pathetic showing, really.
A few pointy sticks can't keep us down here. We're both meant for so much more than this.
Cut into the thorns.
As you swing your blade into the thorns covering the basement stairs, they yield. Both you and the princess ascend the stairs without obstacle. This is unacceptable. The second you step out of this cabin with her, the world ends. Do you hear me? What did the world ever do to you to deserve this?
Nothing. That's why it must
Your
end.
nightmare is our dream.
Whatever world would condemn star-crossed lovers like us to a cycle of violence and despair isn't a world worth saving. We'll weave something new together. Something better. You and the princess hesitate at the cabin door. This is your last chance. We've already made our decision.
We're finally leaving here together, aren't we? And all we had to do was trust each other. It wasn't easy, but I'm glad we finally could.
Step into your freedom.
Hands clasped.
Turning over a new
Two of
leaf.
you open
Work
the
through some
door,
issues and
step
learn to
out,
trust again. It's like a real relationship.
irredeemable murderers.
What do we do now? Where's everything going?
You're being taken.
Why is it so cold?
Bye. This is a beautiful vessel. You'll not get a chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory
gone.
returns.
Where did she go? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
It's going to be okay. Just trust me. Been here before and you always
It
get
feels so
scared.
bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything. Yes, I fear that we won't like what we'll see. What if we just sit here and preen for a while? That can't hurt, right? If they think it's bad, I'm with them.
See you on the other side. It's gonna be okay.
If you say so, we'll trust you. She'll be there waiting for us. I just know it.
You're actually right, Smitten.
Finally, we're going places.
Approach the mirror. It's gone again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You've grown. Find yourself in the long quiet once again. You're at the cabin.
Flickering lights in empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before. Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
What do you think of this vessel? Then go back as if an invisible wall closes around me. Why can I not do the same things I've done before?
Those paths lead to worlds you've already seen, and to perspectives I have already made my own. They are useless to us now, inaccessible. The only paths of value are those that are yet untread.
You have been kind to me. Do you have any thoughts on this vessel?
This one yearns for connection she feels she doesn't deserve. Even when shown compassion, she hid herself away. She will make for a cautious heart.
I feel like you said the same thing about one of the other vessels.
Do not mourn her. She isn't alone anymore. How do you feel about me? The vessels I've been bringing you, I've hurt them. The vessels are shaped by memories of you, but their impulses are drawn to the edge of the long quiet. To them, you are a gate to something more, and any hurt you've caused them is understood as a fair price for freedom. But they are only thoughts and perspectives. They are not me. The wounds they've suffered carve texture around my heart. Without them, I would be as I was before.
So, in case this is your first time seeing me play this, the whole thing with this game is that the princess in the cabin is merely a perspective for this eldritch creature that is in this interdimensional space. and how I treat the princess, how I react to the princess, changes how the prince changes into the person, changes the person the princess becomes. And in turn, she creates a new perspective for the eldritch creature. I have to keep treating the princess differently to bring new perspectives for the eldritch creature.
I would be alone and without sensation. I could not feel the joy of having you by my side, for I would not know your absence.
I wonder what happens if you keep being nice. Well, if I keep being nice, then I straight up get the damsel, which is something I got in the first playthrough. You have to keep, if I don't bring the knife, if I just go down, treat her nice, get her out of her chains, eventually she becomes the damsel. But like the way that works is that, so when I did that, I treat her as the damsel. I didn't bring the knife. I tried to help her escape. The narrator just brought the knife into my hand, and I kept refusing to kill her. And then eventually, the princess realized, like, oh, you're trying not to kill me. And she took the knife from me and killed me. Then I came back, helped her escape, and I mean continuously every single time you come back from the mirror. Oh, whoa! I won't have that option because as the creature told me, I can't make the same choices over and over again because she's already seen her perspective. She only wants new perspectives. So I wouldn't be able to keep treating her nicely every time. I would eventually have to do something mean to her to create a new perspective. I'm ready to go back.
I will long for your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am.
So she showed me what she got.
We will meet
Pretty
again.
much. And she doesn't want to see something all that I've already given her. I brought her the thorn.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the
But I
end
need
of
to
that
bring her
path
the witch.
is a cabin.
I wonder
in the
if the
basement of
witch
that
is an
cabin,
old perspective.
You're here to...
It shouldn't be.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll a warning.
So I kind of must things up by
She will cheat, and she
giving
will
the
do
witch the
everything in
knife.
her- We're not going to go through with this, right?
So I
Ignore it.
shouldn't give her the knife.
The interior of the blade is your... You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the
Oh, I
princess
messed
and
up.
save the world. without
This is a completely different set. Okay, so we're not doing the witch. We're gonna do something else.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
Completely different.
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she
I'm
really
trying
a
for the
threat to
witch
world?
next to go through. There's one thing else that I actually wanted to try.
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you
I'm
here
just
to
locking
kill me or
myself down
something?
here with her. I haven't decided
How
yet.
about you drop the knife and the two of us just talk?
Look how reasonable she's being. We should just drop the blade and talk things out. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. Killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us. The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed. We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
There's people out there think you're gonna end the world. How long have you been down here?
Too long.
Note the lack of detail. You can't trust her.
Do you know why I'm here to kill you?
Do you?
I know what I've been told. Whether or not I believe it is an entirely different matter.
So, you're not going to share? How pointless. If you want to talk, I'll talk. But this isn't talking.
Sure it is. What's your name?
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Again, she offers no specifics. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer out of her.
How would I get you out of
You
here?
can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't, well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting, right? She is. I'm sure of it.
We talked enough.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
Yes, I do. I'm getting you out of here.
Oh, you have to be kidding me. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking for it. I'm sure it's somewhere upstairs.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
The key doesn't exist. If I try to go up there, the door locks, because the narrator does not want me to let her out.
That would be fine. I can lose an arm.
She speaks with almost complete nonchalance. If we were stuck down here for long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out. Anything to finally be free. You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here? You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they? The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
I won't like the blood? Save the princess.
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the princess's arm, just above the massive, unyielding chain.
Her eyes are so fucking huge.
You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp and you make quick work of it. Before long, you're able to crack through bone, and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet.
Her head just does not stay the same size.
She didn't so much as utter a sound. Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye. How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Approach the locked door.
We won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I just can't let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
Slay the princess, slay the princess, slay the princess, slay the princess, slay the princess. Warn her!
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect. Stop it! Stop resisting me! I am trying to get you out of here alive.
Slay the princess, 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 slay the princess. Resist!
The blade. Move the blade.
In the words of the great Robin Williams, big anime eyes. Did he really say that?
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes. I'll make this quick.
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hands.
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
You will.
And then she slits your throat with an almost clinical ease. Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck. This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark,
and you die.
I hope it was worth it.
Game over, yeah!
You robots, he says, give me big anime eyes while taking pictures.
You're on a path in the woods.
Oh, robots!
That path is a cabin.
Oh, God.
And in the basement of that cabin is a
I haven't seen that movie in like 2 decades. At least.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Proceed to the cabin. No need to dwell on it.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie. She will cheat. Yes, don't believe a word she says. Just go in, take the knife, and do what you're supposed to. Wink. Did you just say wink out loud? No, I didn't. Wink. Just ignore this clown and focus on the princess. The interior of the cabin is less a cozy woodland retreat and more like a dungeon. The only furniture of note is an iron table bolted to the floor.
But I want to see if I can get a
blade is your
different perspective from
You'll
doing
need it if
something
you want to do this
differently.
right.
Enter without the blade.
I'm afraid
Yes.
I'm going to insist we take the blade. We're in a dangerous situation and I'm not letting us go down there without a weapon. Are you sure? What if she, I don't know, turns it against us? Which I'm bringing up in a purely hypothetical manner. Yes, I'm sure. Turns it against you. She's a prisoner here. She'll only be able to turn it against you if you give it to her. Which you won't be doing because she's an existential threat to the entire world. Okay, I'm trusting you.
Hey, I don't get a say here. What's the big
Normally,
idea?
Yeah, but not about this. Call it a reflex. We take the knife as we go. One.
Well, fuck.
Do exactly that, sweeping the knife from the table before proceeding to the basement. Don't worry about it. We have a knife, so what? It's not like we have to use it. No, you don't have to do anything, but you do well to use it regardless. Moving on. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an old stone staircase. A few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate your path, dancing across glimmering patches of slimy moss on the stone steps. If her voice, harsh but controlled, carries up the stairs.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please, come downstairs. It's been a while since I've had company.
I wonder what visitors she could be referring to. Are we not the
You
first?
need water, thank you. Thank you for the water, Mayor.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She looks up at you, the heavy collar around her neck clanking loudly as she moves, the chains binding both her wrists to the far wall, joining the metallic chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap. Should we be worried about the one around her neck? Why would you be worried about her restraints? If anything, they'll make your job easier. Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall? Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there would be something so obviously useless.
It's not useless.
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
Sit with her.
You step towards the princess, but she stops you before you get too close, holding up one shackled hand.
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted this out.
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon. Might as well put her at ease.
Sit where you were told.
You do as she asks and sit on the floor, still a good distance away from her.
Thank you. Now, what are your intentions for me?
Before I did that last time. The other chair on the wall, who is it for?
I don't know, but you could always try it on. Maybe it'll fit.
I hope I don't actually have to say this, but please don't lock yourself in chains. We need you ambulatory if you're going to save the world.
Or destroy 2 worlds. Or maybe 6 or 7? What would you have me do? What would you have me
Let
do?
me borrow that knife. Don't worry, you'll get it back.
That's ominous. But she seems confident. Whatever it is she has planned, I think she knows what she's doing.
I think I would just get the thorn
She's
again.
just putting on an act to disarm you. That much should be obvious. In case you need to hear a voice of reason, it would obviously be unwise to give away your only weapon. Though if she isn't bluffing, whatever she has planned might be for her benefit alone. There's no guarantee that what's good for her is good for us. So, what should we do? I don't know. I'm just spelling out our options, listing the pros and cons. Then let me help you. I'll start with the cons. If you're handing her your weapon, the cons are that she might use it to escape and end the entire world. And she might use it to kill you.
That doesn't sound great. What about the pros?
There are none. The pros are that we can't trust him, possibly even more than we can't trust her. And whatever she has planned could do something to mess with what he has planned. Or maybe they're both screwing us over in their own ways.
So inspect the shackle. You realize I have as much reason to distress you as you have to distress me,
I
right?
do. So I guess this all comes down to which of us caves first. And it's not going to be me. I'm extremely patient.
It's probably better if we take action anyway. No use trying to wait her out. That's playing to her strengths.
So give her the knife. If you want to leave, I'm going to be the one with the weapon. Explore. Inspect the shackle.
I wouldn't do that if I were you. And why is that? Do I even need to explain myself? It's a shackle, and it's one without a key. Do you want to be stuck here like she is?
And what? Is it going to lock the second we put our wrist into it?
I don't know. Maybe it will.
He doesn't want us to look at it. That's all the reason we need to investigate.
But what if he's telling the truth?
He isn't.
I am.
Inspect the shackle.
Against your better judgment, you approach the chain dangling from the far wall. The princess watches you with faux disinterest as you inspect it, though she can't fully hide her curiosity. I don't want to say what I'm supposed to say next.
What is that supposed to mean? It sounds bad. Is it bad?
Yes, it's bad.
Come out and say it then. You're just wasting time.
Fine. As you hoist the shackle, its heft shifts within your grasp, as if pulled by some odd magnetism. Before you can so much as blink, it practically leaps from your hands, snapping around your neck. And, as if your situation weren't bad enough, the same magnetism repels your blade, which is flung from your hand and sent skittering across the floor of the basement.
Excuse me?
Yes? Are we stuck here now?
Become your own jailer.
Yes.
Prison of the mind.
Huh, so it does fit. And I guess it doesn't like your knife. We're stuck here together, aren't we? That's funny.
What are we supposed to do now?
Can't even cut ourselves out. Guess we'll starve.
That's horrible.
It's not all bad. We learned a valuable piece of information.
Not to touch things we're specifically told not to touch?
No, that there's something special about this loose chain. It's clearly important.
So we're both stuck here. Do you know this is going to happen to me?
No.
So we're both stuck here.
Yep.
Not one for small talk, are you?
Nope.
That's rude.
What should we do?
You and the princess wait in
silence.
silence, though neither of you knows what you're waiting for. But you're waiting for something. You're waiting for anything. This is so boring.
There must be something we can do to get out of here. There must be something we're missing.
But there isn't. Time passes. It passes and passes and passes. And the basement of the cabin remains much the same. It is cold and silent.
At least the world is safe.
It isn't. You're stuck. Too far away from both the princess and your blade to do much of anything. But she's not ending anything. She's just sitting there. Her very existence is a threat. It harms everything around it.
How exactly does that work?
It just does.
But
Your
You're
life
not very good at
questioning
explaining
is
yourself,
interrupted
Mr.
by
Narrator.
The passage of even more time. And after that, even more time passes again. And let me guess, the cabin remains the same.
if time is passing, the cabin can't be the same. Even if the differences are small, they have to exist. That's just how things work.
I suppose you're correct. Things are changing. The differences are small at first. A bit of weathering here, a bit of erosion there. But then
A
they
bit
get
of chemical engineering here.
and larger.
Hey. You notice the basement changing?
I don't like small talk. Remember?
Still rude.
Continues to wait in silence.
You continue to wait in silence, and the cabin continues to change. The decay comes faster now. You can see earth through holes in the stonework, can watch lichen spread along the seams of the walls.
That doesn't make sense. Has our entire concept of time changed? What happened to starving? We should have died by now if the rocks around us are starting to erode.
She hasn't starved.
I guess she hasn't.
Even more silent time passes as you watch roots push themselves Through the increasingly porous
Are
walls
we
of the
just
basement,
waiting for the
dirt
walls to
seeps
fall
inside,
apart
flowing
so we can
across the
just
stone
walk out
floor
of
like a
here?
liquid, covering the ground and threatening to swallow you both. Time continues to pass, and pass, and pass, until suddenly there are no walls. And then... I think he's gone.
Would you look at that? We made it out of the cabin, and nothing bad had to happen to either of us.
Wow.
So this is the outside world. It's cold.
Wow. So that's how we escape, huh? You not get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave.
She's gone.
Memory returns.
Where did she go? Should we try and find her? Is that a... Why is it here? Why now?
It's going to be okay.
It feels so bad.
You're right. Part of me wants the truth, but
It's going to be okay.
feels
Stop
too good
freaking out.
to be true.
Stop freaking out. Approach the mirror. You've withered. That is 3 of 4 perspectives.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction, a mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again. All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
Seems to be a contradiction. What do you think of this vessel?
This one is cold and cynical. She has protected herself when others could not. She will make for a clever heart. Do not mourn her. She doesn't need to be protected any longer.
You know what happens to the worlds we leave behind?
My perspectives are shadowed. You have seen what I have seen, just as I have seen what you have seen. The angles of my vantage do not offer me hidden truths, and my attention is turned inward, except when you are here with me. Perhaps this will change when our work is done.
I'm ready to go
I
back.
will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
Everything goes dark and you die. Bring her the prisoner.
You're on a path in the... You're here.
So this time I'm going to try to get the witch.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find a warning. We're not going to go through. Ignore.
So in order to do that, I need to not take the knife.
The blade is...
Don't take the knife.
Her voice
Hello?
is... Don't let...
Wait,
Ice.
come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the prince. She's beautiful. I am begging you to stay focused. There's a...
Hi. I can't believe you're here. I've been waiting for something like this to happen forever. I hope you brought something to deal with these...
You were lying.
Let's talk a bit first.
Okay.
What are you going to do if I let you out of
The
here?
princess hesitates before responding. She doesn't know. She's been down here too long to have any idea of what she'd do in another life. She knows what she'd do. She's just searching for whatever answer she thinks you want to hear.
Are you
That's
looking
actually
for the
correct.
truth, or are you looking for the right answer? Because with the dynamic we have going on here, I don't think the specifics of what I do really matter. It's not like you'd believe me.
Looked away. Oh, I can't go back and get the knife. Okay, so I can't do the witch. Okay. So that's an old perspective. Let's see. I'm going to keep you locked away down here, at least for a little bit. You get to know each other better while I decide what to do.
That seems like a pretty good compromise.
I don't think I could bear being down here that much longer.
Leaving her alive is too risky. If you don't deal with her soon, she will find a way out. So I'm the only one who liked that idea.
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out of here. It would make it easier for both of us if you'd help. But if you don't, I can promise that you'll regret that decision.
You have to make a choice. Let's hope for all our sakes it's the right one.
Lock her in the basement.
I know you think this is some kind of fair compromise, but it isn't. No one wins here. It's a chance we'll have to take. We can make this work if we just stay here and keep watch. No one has to die.
Where are you going? You can't just leave me here.
Watch me.
Turn your back to the princess and make your way back to the stairs.
Fine. Turn your back on me. But it won't be long before I slip these chains. And once I'm out of here, there will be hell to pay for leaving me behind.
Slip these chains? She can't, right? She needed our help to
Is this
get out
leading to the
of here.
witch beast? You said the same thing.
Either way, she dropped the mask, didn't she? You can still grab the blade and get back down here.
Sticking to the plan of locking her
It'll be
away.
the death of all of us, but fine. We'll do it your. You close the basement door, locking it behind you and quickly barricading it with the heavy wooden table that once held the blade. Okay, we can make this work. You settle in against the far wall to watch the basement door. It isn't long before you start to drift off, your eyelids heavy with fatigue. But sleep doesn't come. Instead, your rest is broken by a piercing, wailing voice calling out to you from the other side of the door.
I know you're still there. Why don't you make things easier on yourself and let me out? It's not like this little door will hold for very long anyways. Oh, it's probably a good idea to try to get back on my good side.
She sounds terrifying. Like she's less of the princess you saw and more like something out of a nightmare. As she violently rattles the door, you do your best to shut her out of your mind.
When I get out of here, I'm going to pick you apart piece by piece. I won't forget what you did, but I'll never forgive it. You won't know the
We
kind
do
of
not
enemy
forgive.
you've
We do
made
not
tonight.
forget.
Doesn't sound like she's getting any weaker. No, it doesn't.
So all of that was just an act, wasn't it? You're not really innocent or harmless. You're not even a princess. You're a monster.
I can be innocent and harmless, if I want to be. Teasing me with fresh air and a chance to finally live freely doesn't inspire me to play nice.
You put the princess's threats out of your mind as best you can and huddle up against the wall. You jolt awake in the middle of the night to silence in the cabin. The ruckus has stopped. and the door to the basement is ajar, its lock broken, and the table shoved out of the way.
Where
Uh-oh.
is she?
Thanks for helping me get out of
Oh.
that awful basement.
The Spectre.
You try and stumble to your feet, but as the princess draws near, it's as though your body simply stops working. It isn't all at once. The paralysis comes in waves. First your toes go numb, and then your feet.
I don't know what this
and
perspective
then your
is.
legs. You lie prone on the floor of the cabin, unable to do anything but witness her approach.
Whose side are you on?
Yours, of course. But I have a duty to uphold the truth. Lying about the facts of the situation doesn't change them.
So led to American politics.
So helpless. I can take my time with you, can't I?
She steps closer, one silent footfall at a time, cocking her head in curiosity as you feel your organs shutting down one by one.
Or maybe I can't take my time with you. You don't look well. A little green around the gills. What a shame.
I am a little under
If
the
you
weather.
only helped me get out of
Thank
here,
you for noticing.
we could have done such wonderful things together.
Your lungs stop drawing in breath, and your heart freezes in your chest. You have seconds left.
I'd say better luck next time. But we both know this is the end, don't we?
Not exactly.
It can't be. This can't actually be how everything ends.
I'm sorry, but it is. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Game over, yeah!
Nightmare. Oh, I got your
You're on a
nightmare.
path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here
Not
to
exactly.
slay her.
Is me.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat.
I don't think lying and cheating is a thing. She was very direct with us last time. Or at least she was direct with us after we decided to lock her away.
It doesn't matter. Don't trust anyone. The interior of the cabin is plain, the smooth wood of the walls almost featureless. The only furniture of note is a lone table, knocked on its side in the corner of the room. A pristine blade stands between you and the open, inviting basement doorway. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. Hold on. What happened to the door?
What door?
It's just an empty frame. She's already gotten out, hasn't she? And she's ready for us. She's been waiting. Can't you feel her eyes on us? I'm going to need all of you to pull yourselves together. The princess has not already gotten out. But if you keep getting stuck in your head like this, you're going to struggle to get the job done. So deep breath in, deep breath out. Your task awaits, and only you can do it.
We're taking the knife.
You reach down and pick the blade up off the floor. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Good. Steel can't lie to us.
Is it gonna be enough, though? Couldn't you have given us something else? Something, I don't know, better than a knife? Could we have a bomb? The blade is the only thing you need to finish your task. You're more than capable of pulling this off, so long as you don't lose faith in yourself. Those are the words of someone who knows he's sending us to our death.
Into the basement.
You cross over the
Ooh.
threshold and onto a series of isolated steps suspended in darkness.
Series.
More eyes, too. You never mention the eyes.
The air seeping up from below reminds you of fresh lightning and static, as if you're descending into a place that isn't meant for a creature of flesh and blood. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her cruel and playful voice prances up the stairs.
I didn't think you'd come back. We're gonna have a lot of fun, you and I.
Come back. She must have you confused with someone else.
Yeah, I get that all the time. There's lots of bird gods running around here.
You really don't remember, do you? It doesn't matter, we need a game plan. We know we can't just go down there unprepared.
How hard is it to throw a knife?
It can't be that hard, but then we'd lose our weapon. We'd have to make it count. Otherwise she'd be furious and we'd be defenseless. If a knife is even enough to do anything against something like her in the first place, it'll be enough.
Snare seems to think I can do it. I don't know why you're being such pessimist right now. I'm going to
Didn't
talk
you
to
hear
her.
my warning a minute ago? She can't be trusted. Talking won't do you any good. Something tells me she isn't going to be very keen on talking anyway.
She's talking now.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs.
As you emerge, you find yourself between two loose rows of white wooden planks, suspended in nothingness. A smattering of cobblestones visible against the inky black of the basement, mark
It's
where
like
the
a
floor should
Gmod
be,
horror game.
forming vague pathways. At what seems to be the end of the room, they diverge in opposite directions, left and right.
She could be anywhere, and there's nowhere for us to hide. We're completely exposed.
Are you really not going to comment on how weird this place is? No, I'm not. Somebody needs to be the voice of reason here, and it certainly isn't you. Excuse me, I'm being incredibly reasonable. You're the one who's just matter-of-factly describing whatever the hell we're looking at like it's an ordinary basement. We're going to die down here. I don't want to die again. Please stop saying that. You're only going to make things worse. Just pick a direction and start moving.
I wouldn't give it too much thought if I were you. It doesn't really matter, because either way you go, I'm going to find you.
Go left, go right, do nothing. I'm gonna go right because that's where the eyes are.
You turn to the right. A faintly outlined path lies before you.
There you are.
Wow,
I
she's a
told
little
you
girl
I was
doll.
going to find you.
As the princess approaches, your legs.
Oh,
suddenly
she's
go
still
numb.
hot though. Why? Why is she still attractive?
Your arms quickly follow. This is it, isn't it?
And you brought a little knife with you. Cute.
There has to be a way out of this. Think. Think! What did you do? Pull yourself
You
together.
have a
She isn't
strange
supposed to be
type.
like this.
I know. I'm not happy with it, but it is what it is, you know? Fuck.
I wonder how many times I'll get to play with you before you break.
Out as your blood begins to coagulate. It's as if every part of your being is coming to a lurching halt.
It's more accurate to say that I have strange types, Mare. It's not all encompassing. It's just like many different things. And I don't know what they are until I see them.
Nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves.
Oh, he's just gonna keep saying it over and over again.
Your lungs pull in a desperate gulp of air as your eyes shoot back open.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Working! Do you want this body to function, or do you want... And then experience stops once more as your body reapproaches death.
Okay, whatever you were doing, please just start doing it again.
Are you sure about that? Are you sure that's what you want? Do you want to interrupt me some more? You have seconds left.
Yes, I'm sure.
Heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart. Again, your eyes shoot open as you gasp for breath.
Can't decide what you want to do, can you? Oh well, standing there gasping like a fish is more fun than dead. Even if you look ridiculous.
She isn't attacking us. Why?
She's playing with
Why
us.
doesn't matter. She's already proven her ill intent. Don't lose sight of your mission. Your weapon is still in your hands. Strike at her and end this before it's too late.
Why won't you finish me off? Good am I to you alive? What do you want from me? Why won't you finish me off?
Because I don't want to. And even if I did, I don't have to. Look at the way you're struggling to stay alive. It's taking everything you have to keep your heart pumping right now. And I'm enjoying the show.
The princess leans forward, bringing her masked lips close to your ear.
If I want to see you gone, all I need to do is break your concentration.
Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. She slowly runs her velvet glove across the base of your neck. It feels like static. And then... Shit, make her stop!
Hey, snap out of it.
Okay, deep breath. Deep breath, we're fine. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. Heart, you're back.
One moment, and then you're gone. Just like Ah, and there's the fear.
She pulls away.
But that wouldn't be very fun, now would it? I've already done that.
What happened after you killed me last time? You want to work together, can you at least turn off this whole organ shutting down situation?
I am what I am. It's not my fault that you can't handle being around me.
I'm not doing any of this. I'm not helping you leave. I'm not going to try and kill you. So do your worst. Slay the princess. You win. I'll let you leave. Toss the blade and remain with your nightmare.
Are you serious? Fling the blade into the void, denying yourself the opportunity to ever slay her and finish your mission.
Nobody's happy here, but maybe it's for the best.
You poor deluded thing. Do you think a single moment of bravery changes you into something you're not? I am what I am, and you're always going to be a coward.
She raises a hand to her mask and pulls it down. You don't get the
void
chance to
stares
see what
back.
lies beneath.
When you stare into it,
Like a creeping mold, the complete reality of your existence threads its way through your mind. Birth, death, birth again, decay and bloom, a million stitches from a million microscopic wounds you've inflicted on everyone you've ever met, with every muscle you've moved and every word you've ever spoken. No.
Let me out.
Your existence hurts them.
Let me out.
A lonely soul in a room by itself, weeping. It lives for 80 years and then it's gone. And then it's there again.
Let me out.
A reprieve. A good life. Love. Children. A steady career. Recognition from your peers. Here one moment. Gone the next. The worms have found their orifices.
sweet.
Let me out.
Diagnosis. It forgets everything it is. Anger, rage, distance, poverty. The lonely soul is lonely again. Love turns to mockery. It dies. It is reborn. Worse. Lonelier.
Let me out.
No. What's happening to us?
Seems like we're experiencing limitless blue.
Let me out.
This is all too much. I can't keep going. You can't keep going? What are you talking about?
The narrator's bowed out. He doesn't respond.
I think I broke you. I'll see you soon. You'll know what to do.
Your body is dead, but you live on. See what hides behind her mask. Chapter everything. The moment of
You're on a
clarity.
path in the... There was
What?
a princess, I think.
Whoops. His
It's
voices
all
are
so
broken.
Fuzzy. It hurts when I try to remember. I think we were trying to save the world. You should know about the princess. At least, not until I... You've already been here, haven't you? I guess. It feels so long ago, almost like we've never left.
We never
You
did.
have to let her out.
No, that's the opposite of what you're here to do. You have to slay her.
Slay! We decided not to do that, didn't we?
Yeah, we're supposed to let her out. It's really the only way this works out for us. If you think about it, she's the one with power here. Nobody else can do much of anything.
How did the opportunists get
No,
here?
we were supposed to
The
keep her
stubborn.
trapped there forever. I think. We're supposed to be unfeeling. How many times do I have to tell you to snuff out your heart? We can't be unfeeling. Not when there's so much fear everywhere.
There's nothing for us to do. We've already tried everything. We love her, so we have to set her free.
The simp returns.
Can we love something that hates us? Can we love something that hurts us?
To be given an ounce of kindness from something so cruel would be more pure than any other love. Why are there so many of us? There aren't supposed to be so many of us.
This is bad. You need to get a grip. What did you let happen? How many times have you been here?
A lot. I think they're all wrong.
Of course we're wrong.
She's the only thing that's right.
Yes, obviously they're all wrong. What are you going to do about it?
Getting back to his other question, how many times have you all been here? Proceed to the cabin.
You slowly make your way through the umbral forest, bumping against unseen trees as you grasp through the darkness for a way forward.
This is slightly different.
But eventually, you do make it to the cabin. Or rather, you make it to the place a cabin should have been. Instead, all you find is an empty hill. No, this isn't right. There's a cabin there. There's always supposed to be a cabin there. Don't ask him about the mirror. He always says he never sees it. He always lies.
And he always makes it gone. It's exhausting. We must be such a mess, but we never get the chance to fix ourselves. That thing is mocking us.
Stay focused. You still have a job to do, and it's best not to be distracted by fraying thoughts. There is no mirror. You know that as well as I do. She's still here, buried deep inside the earth. Just walk up the hill. You always give too much space to the others. It's why you always lose.
Approach the mirror.
You walk up the hill, hesitating just beyond the bounds of the cabin.
In the woods.
Cabin that isn't there.
You've got to clean the mirror, haven't you? You've got to see what's in it.
Smash it to pieces! She's on the other side, and we have to let her out. It's the only way we can be free. It's the only way we can have our thoughts back. Just go around it. Just do something. It doesn't matter what. Exactly. I'm sure that whatever you settle on, it'll be the best possible decision you could have made.
Uh-huh.
Proceed. Proceed to where? I'm afraid you're going to have to be a little more specific. That's a new one. Do you think it'll work? Of course
Just
it'll
walk
work.
forward.
He always makes the best decisions. It's why he gets to make them.
Thank you.
And it already has worked. It's gone, don't you see? We're one step closer to her. The interior of the cabin is much the same as the exterior of the cabin. A dull, fuzzy, dreamlike nothing. It's empty and isolating, but There's just enough vague shape and unknown texture to suggest the structure they're in. Wrong and unsettling as it may be, the only object of note is a pristine blade buried in the dirt floor, a hint of its shining edge teasing through the sediment. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you're going to do this right. Take it. It's the only way forward.
It's the only way forward. You've already tried everything else. Don't you remember? You have to take the blade.
You reach down to take the blade, but as you do,
That's
gradually
new.
it shifts, the weapon sinking deep into the earth. You lean over the hole and gaze into the abyss. It is so very deep in the bowels of the earth.
Hi.
You see something staring back at you. It fills you with dread. It's her. She's watching us. She never stops watching us.
You really are a coward.
With every word she speaks, the princess in the pit blinks closer.
I was joking when I said that way back when. You know that, right?
When you said what? You said a bunch of things.
Closer.
I was having some fun, and I guess I wanted to see if I could melt you.
And closer.
Watching over me forever? That was so brave.
Closer.
But forever is so long. And time erodes everything. Except for me. I've already taken your will, and you're not getting it back. All that's left is for you to take my hand and let me out. It'll be so much fun. You and me, together, exploring the world and spreading fear wherever we go. Well, mostly just me. But you'll get to be there too. A trinket that gets to stay with me all the time. Right by my side.
I get to be a trophy?
A witness. I can even make you a little cage if you want. Gilded and everything. Now don't pose. Don't try to resist. I've already molded you into what I need. And you lost your powers so long ago. Don't bother working yourself into a frenzy to get it back.
Do something. Do anything that isn't taking her hand. What were we supposed to do? She took our weapon. This really was a lost cause, wasn't it? You sealed our fate when you refused to kill her. Kill or be killed. Yes, I suppose you're right. Oh well, there's no paralysis anymore. Is it because we've already given her what she wants?
You're just an object, a tool. You were once something else a long time ago. But was that something you, or is it just a dull and jaded memory? There is no other ending here. Just take her hand and set her free.
You extend your hand to hers. For all her past cruelties, the moment feels gentle, tender even. I can't believe you just made me say that. I hate you. The motion is difficult at first, as if something still resists your efforts. But then that resistance gives way,
Let's try to do a
and it's over.
full listen to narrator run. Did I try that? No, I listened to like 95% of what the narrator said. Only like up to that point.
And that's the end. I wonder what we're going to do next.
I didn't think I'd be so tired.
The princess, exhausted, slumps.
Why is it so cold?
Enjoy this perspective. You do not get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. Some to leave, memory returns. You started, then didn't listen, died, and did the ghost. Yeah, I went back into the cabin, and there was a ghost there. And she possessed me, and then I killed myself.
She's gone. Yeah. I can finally think again. Almost. That mirror's back. What does that mean for us? I'm sure it'll be whisked away, just like her. Maybe it won't be gone. Things are different now, aren't they?
Very
Doesn't seem
different.
like there's much else to do here.
Finally, we can smash it.
Oh, you stop with the smashing.
What do we say, boys? One last vain attempt to look at ourselves.
Yeah. I think I'd like that.
Seems we've got a majority. All that's left is to give it a look.
Approach the mirror. Step towards the mirror once more. Secrets remain hidden. Its mysteries remain
Someone tells me
unresolved.
this is the end of the line. But I don't feel bad about it. I'm ready. It feels okay. The fear's gone. I'm done fighting. My heart feels quiet. The game was always going to end. I'll be free of all of you. I'm ready for the truth. I'm ready to sleep.
I'm just ready to be anywhere that isn't here. Boys, it's been an honor.
Gaze into your reflection. You've unraveled. You're at the cabin.
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. We're supposed to be there. Do you know what we'll find out there?
Is that a rhetorical question? I don't do good with those.
I am not rhetorical. I have only known these spaces, and I have known flickers of the lives you've brought me. Short and violent and full of passion. But all of those flickers end where the long quiet begins. I'm asking you because I cannot know your mind. Do you know what we'll find out there?
There's trees and stars and there are people. I think. At least there's supposed to be people.
There is a warmth and sadness in me at the thought of people. Fresh tears on a winter's day. They are not like us. They do not last.
Do you think anything is real out there? Do you think that we're real?
We are real. Nothing is an idea that dwells in the absence of something. But nothing cannot exist on its own. And because of that, nothing can't exist.
Fuck, I can't right now. I've had too much bourbon to have this conversation. Do you have thoughts on this vessel?
This one is filled with sadness. A doll, abandoned to the company of her darkest impulses. She desires only companionship, but the only thing she knows is how to hurt. She will make for a tender heart.
Will she? Nothing you described was tender.
Do not mourn her. She has finally found her way home.
She has too many arms. This is the last stage before your completion. I'm not going to leave.
You have already chosen to walk along this path, and we both know you will see it to completion. But if you need more time, then I will wait with you.
There's no waiting forever. I'm ready to go back.
The next time I see you, each of us will finally know what we are. I will be here, waiting for you.
Thing goes dark and you die.
Game over, yeah!
In the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin, you're here to slay her.
Let's see. Silently continue to the cabin.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. A warning. Before she will lie, she will...
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess.
Ignore him. He doesn't know...
Proceed. This is the last piece of the puzzle. What do we
The
want to
interior of
do?
the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table.
What if I fully listen to
Perched
the
on that
narrator?
table is a pristine blade.
I don't know if I can possibly fully listen to the narrator, because then nothing happens.
The blade is your implement.
You know what? Let's fully listen. Take the blade.
You take the blade from the table.
And we're not gonna go and check on her.
The door to the basement creaks open. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous.
Don't let it fool you.
Continue down the stairs.
You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs.
She's so coldly beautiful.
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Still your nerves and step forward.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you...
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife... So, you should just drop it. Best...
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late.
Slay the princess.
You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation. You feel flesh easily give way and look down to see your blade already sinking deep into her heart.
Oh, this is it, isn't it? I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. But I have to wonder, do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
It's like she's convinced she can't die. Yes, even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be alive and well. But it's over, isn't it? But is it over?
Of course it is. She's dead.
Yes, exactly. It's over.
I've killed death.
With your work done, you make your way back up the stairs, closing the door to the basement behind you. Why do I feel like we've done something terrible? You did kill someone. Greater good or not, something would be very wrong with you if you didn't feel at least a little bad. But that day isn't today. Let's just get out of here.
Leave.
You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom. Only, a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is nothing at all. Where a lush forest stood mere minutes ago, the only thing in front of you now is the vast emptiness of some place far away. What happened? Everyone is fine. It's just that you and the cabin are now far away from them.
Oh,
I'm so
okay.
glad you're keeping an open mind. This is what's best for everyone. Trust me. Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days, or months, or years, or even decades. It's all a wonderful, boring blur. You've never been happier. Psst. Hey, we're not just gonna stay here forever, right?
He's a narrator. I'm happy.
Are
We're
we
happy.
really happy? Or is he just telling us that we are?
No, we're really happy. No, we're
Really?
happy. I'm sure of it.
Well, if you ever change your mind, just let me know, I guess. More happy time passes, though the word begins to lose its meaning. Time, that is, not happy. Happy still has plenty of meaning. Please, shake yourself out of it. We have to get out of here. The little voices, please, fall on deaf ears. Eventually you pass into a blissful state of pure existence. Though words like eventually and pass ceased to have any meaning to you long before that shift, you simply exist. Happy. forever.
Good ending.
You have already committed to my completion. You cannot go further astray.
Wow, good effort, developers. It did the thing. I'm already committed to her completion, though, and not happy. So if I do exactly what the narrator says, I don't give the eldritch creature a new perspective. So I have to do this.
Good, because I have an idea. The blade. We can use the blade to get... I can hear everything you... He's right. Do you hear that? Do you not? There's more for us to do, and the only way for us
Good
to
ending.
do it is to take that blade and use it. Don't you dare.
Wouldn't the blade
How astute.
kill us?
You want... In a sense, we die. I know this is out there, but trust me, that little voice didn't want you to slay the prince.
I'm pretty upset if we die.
Die, you can yell at me all you want. I made this happy little place for you. Is this not a good enough reward for saving the world? An eternity of bliss? You ingrate? Fine, whatever. For the first time since time stopped meaning anything, you throw open the door to the basement and walk down the stairs. The princess's body is dust and bones, though the blade you used to slay her is still as pristine as the day you first held it. You pick up the blade, stab yourself, and you die. The end. Nice knowing you.
Game over, yeah!
So we get the Spectre.
You're on a path.
We're gonna
in the
do
woods,
things a little differently.
And at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin, you're here to...
See to the cabin.
A warning. Before you go, she will lie. She won't be a problem.
So you won't get possessed and suicide.
The interior of the cabin
I'm
is
gonna get
cold,
possessed, but I'm gonna
soft
let her
odor
do what
of
she
dirt
wants.
permeating the air. Cobweb. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. It feels like no one's been here for a long, long time. Like I've been saying.
Let's see. Into the basement. So I can't stab a ghost
The
anyway.
door to the basement groans open, revealing an old banister and a creaky wooden step. The room below, nobody's here. Naturally. As much as I appreciate the optimism, you shouldn't be so sure. I guess we'll just have to go down and see. As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A skeletal body, lying in a heap on the floor, its wrist still
Why is
bound
the
to
skeleton
wall by
wearing
a thick chain.
a different dress now?
Okay, she's definitely dead.
Like, the skeleton before just had a crown and hair and nothing else. But now that we're in a different reality, the skeleton is wearing a different kind of dress.
It's just like I told.
Why did the skeleton change?
Before you have a chance to finish your thought, the top of a head appears from underneath the floor. Two deep-set eyes stare up at you, followed by a mischievous, skeletal grin. And finally,
Hi.
the rest of the body floats up to join the head. Wait, this isn't right. What's going on here?
Ghost!
Oh. Wow. How absolutely terrifying. What's a ghost supposed to do to us?
Oh, it's you. Hiya, Keller. I was hoping to see you again. I have some issues with how our last meeting went.
The princess drifts across the room into your orbit, gently running her fingers across your shoulders and down your neck as she circles you. Her touch is cold and ethereal, formless yet real enough that her icy fingertips send shivers dancing across your skin. So she has a body, and she's right there. We could probably grab her and kill her again, if we wanted to. We don't even need a blade. She looks fragile enough to me.
Wait and see how things play out.
I see you don't have that annoying knife anymore. So, does that mean you regret what you've done? Are you here to apologize and make nice? Beg for absolution, maybe?
Dreams of an absolution.
Because I might be interested in seeing a little begging.
What are you doing not being dead?
I don't feel very bad. But I guess I'm not dead. So you must have only mostly killed me. Or maybe death is only mostly real, but it's also mostly not real. I'm not sure. I'm just the one these things have happened to. Not the one with all the answers. Or any of the answers.
But
Like the
we're not a ghost.
X-scar detail from where you stabbed her.
We are.
Yeah, that's a nice touch.
Death, at least as a form of permanence, is just a concept. And clearly it's not a very useful one anymore. Maybe we should throw it out entirely.
The ghost seems sad that we killed her.
See, this is why I didn't want you to talk to her. Death is not just a concept, it is an extremely real phenomenon. Don't let her distort your reality. Cold, hard facts exist. The truth exists. It has to.
Explore. Your body is right there, though. Your dead body.
The princess glances back at the bones lying on the floor.
It's just a body. Do you believe these bones? Or do you believe me? Because those bones aren't talking to you.
She has a point.
She's seeing things pragmatically. We should do the same. Reality is what's in front of us, not our preconceptions of what it should be. There doesn't need to be a static truth. There doesn't need to be objectivity.
I'm pretty sure this is how... This is... this is... Never mind. I'm not gonna bring up politics right now. Do you want me to die? Do you want me to kill myself to satisfy some sort of sick revenge fantasy? Because I already did that and it wouldn't be hard to do it again.
Are we putting this to a vote? Because personally, I'd prefer if we didn't die again.
If that's what it comes down to, that's what it comes down to. But I don't see the point of offing ourselves just yet.
Oh, that's sweet of you to offer. But killing yourself wouldn't help either of us.
It would seem that everyone here is in agreement except for you. I shouldn't have to tell you that you shouldn't kill yourself. So please, try to keep your suicidal tendencies in check.
What if I really like punk? Anybody? No? Okay.
I just want to go home.
And just where is home, I wonder?
I don't know where home is. I just know it isn't here. But I can feel it calling to me from someplace far away. Wherever I'm supposed to be, it's out there.
How specific. And how convenient for her. You see what she's doing, right? She's suggesting that the only way you can rid yourself of her would be to let her out, which, in case you haven't been listening, will spell the end of the entire world.
Is there any way I can make it up to you?
Of course there is. You can give me the only thing I've ever wanted. A way out of this basement. The place won't let me leave. I've tried. Before you came back to me, I explored every inch of this place, even the spaces between the walls. But I never found a way out. I always wound up right back here.
Right back here.
Maybe we should just leave. If she can't get out on her own, then why do we have to do anything? We could probably walk out right now and everything will be fine.
Not
Hasn't
exactly.
got out and can't get out are two very different things. It'd be dull anyway. It's more interesting if we make a choice.
But you can come and go as you please, can't you? So, let me hitch a ride. After all, you owe me.
Absolutely not. Is she asking if she can possess us? She is. And I hope I don't need to explain why you can't let that happen.
I'm gonna let her do it.
Catastrophic if she managed to escape this place.
I'm gonna let her do it.
And if you let her in, there is very little anyone could do to stop her.
You can't stop me, narrator. I'm gonna let her in me.
Would she be able to see us if we went along with it? Now, isn't that an interesting thought? You won't like how things play out if you go down this path.
It's just be temporary, right? You leave once we're out of the cabin.
If I'm able to. But for all we know, that's not how it works. Maybe I'll wind up stuck with you for a long, 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 long time.
Don't much like the sound of that. It's crowded enough in here as is. It could be the best way to trap her for good. Doesn't seem like it would be very easy to end the world from inside someone else's body. That is a very dangerous train of thought.
Sounds great. Do it.
The princess swims through the air in front
Invite
of you,
her in.
pausing for a brief moment as her dark-rimmed eyes stare deeply into yours. There's a hunger in her gaze.
You're really trying to make it up to me, aren't you? Thanks for being a pal, killer. I mean it.
What are you doing? Don't just let her in. How many times do I have to tell you?
See you soon.
She rushes forward and then she's gone. A sharp chill spreads across your body. It starts in your chest, a freezing numbness flowing out from your heart all the way down your limbs, your mind growing cloudy and confused as it settles over your very soul. I'm not sure I like this. Can we get a do-over?
There's no take-backsies.
I'm afraid it's too late to stop now. The numbness gives way to a stabbing pain, your muscles twitching and convulsing violently, each involuntary movement causing more waves of agony to ripple across your body. You collapse to the floor, and everything goes dark.
Come on, you. You've got to get up. I know everything feels heavy right now, but we still have to get out of here.
Your eyes flick back open as you get your bearings, your vision swimming as...
So this is what it's like to be you, huh? Disembodied voice narrating your every move?
So, it doesn't work like that for you? Clearly it doesn't, or she wouldn't have commented on it.
All these shards of broken glass on the floor. Are they also supposed to be you?
Hey, I'm not a shard of broken glass.
It's okay. You can finish your thought.
I'm a voice? I'm me is what I am.
Who cares what we are? We exist. That's all that matters.
You don't have to fight. We'll all be out of here soon.
No, it matters. What we are matters. If I'm a shard of broken glass, then that raises some questions about certain other voices in here too.
I'm clearly the same thing you are.
They're not listening to me. Do they not listen to you either?
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about him.
You don't need to know what I am. You just need to know that I'm different from you. More important.
So, you're the one who pulled the strings and made me dead. I can tell you don't belong here. You're barely even there. Like the shape of something left behind. You're more of a memory than a person.
That's rude.
Oof.
You're kind of like me, actually.
I'm just going to ignore her. You push yourself off the ground. The princess is nowhere to be seen.
Because I'm in here with all of you. Everybody knows that.
I'm setting the stage. The room is empty because you made a spiteful, idiotic, and all-round foolish decision.
You don't have to let him get to you. You're better than that. You're starting to make things right.
This is infuriating. Just whatever you do, you can't leave this place. It's not too late to fix this. Probably.
Leave the basement.
Your legs weary with the weight of the princess's spectral form and clumsy with the cold that still pervades them, stumble towards the stairs.
I'm just trying to get home. You don't have to act like it's the end of the world.
But that's exactly what you leaving this place is going to be.
You don't know that.
I do.
Wait, if she has a home to go back to, doesn't that mean that her leaving won't end the world?
It doesn't mean that at all. It could mean that wherever her home is, it's outside of the world.
The voice of the cold is actually right.
Yeah, but it has to be somewhere, doesn't it? And if it's somewhere, then it's part of the world.
I suppose it's all a matter of perspective. Where does the world end and something else begin? Does the destruction of one open a door to another? Or is it the same world reborn? Against the backdrop of the inane conjecture of meaningless little voices, the body continues its ascent up the stairs, staggering through the open door. For how much you hate her, you aren't doing a whole lot to stop us from leaving this place.
Maybe the bossy one doesn't actually hate me. Maybe he even likes me. Or maybe he just knows that he's been in the wrong. Maybe he's trying to make amends too.
Not at all. I'll have you know that I do hate you, and I will continue to hate you for as long as I am able. It's just the weight of it all. It's too much for me to do anything other than describe and dictate. And whine. This body wasn't made to hold you and the princess. If you want to renege on your cataclysmically terrible decision a minute ago, well, you're the only one that can make that happen.
Trudge forward.
You continue slowly to the door, your feet like lead
I'm not gonna kill
dragging across the
myself.
floorboards,
I'm not gonna
growing
unalive
heavier
myself.
with each step.
We're so close. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If we get out of here, I won't even care that you murdered me anymore.
You lift your shaking hand and rest it on the door handle. But you pause before you open it, exhaustion sapping what's left of your will. Was exhaustion really the best you could muster up? It's over. There's no use stalling. Let's see what happens next.
Open the door.
Shit. Exhaustion wasn't enough, was it? The handle clicks as you twist it, and then the door groans open. You collapse to the ground, you and the princess, free from the confines of the cabin. As you exhale from the effort, you look up and see. Yes?
Nothing. He's gone, and so is everything else.
So we did slay him after all. He had it coming, I suppose. Stuck here in nowhere forever. Did taking her out of the cabin really end the world? We're still here. Yeah, but that thing you said earlier, are we not part of the world anymore? Are we in some world that exists after the world ends, or on top of the other world but not in it, or have we never been part of the world?
Okay, I've heard enough from these two. Let's see if I can pop out.
Pick up a passenger and take it to her destination. You feel the light lifting your chest as a pair of sunken eyes emerge from your body and stare up at you.
You actually freed me, didn't you? I'm outside. Thanks for giving me a second chance, killer.
Don't mention it.
I think this was where I meant to be.
Enjoy the vessel.
She's gone. Is that a...
Approach the mirror.
This doesn't...
Ignore him. You have to look.
Gaze into your reflection. You are nothing at all. That isn't right. You can't be nothing. You refocus your gaze and then you see it, a figure, faint and veiled in shadow, just beyond the reflection.
I think you know what I am.
Another crack forms and another, turning the mirror into jagged shards of broken glass. I was wondering if I ever get to see you, narrator.
The narrator, yes. I suppose that's my job. Isn't it? You needed help after all, an objective voice to guide your blade. But you were never supposed to see me.
Oh yes, thank you for the water, man. I probably actually need it now. Thank you for the water. You're not me, then what are you?
Likely one of many. Somebody made you after all, and
Others like you. You said something like that before.
of course, that is by both necessity and design. This construct you're in exists in many places at once. Anytime you failed, anytime you thought yourself dead, it would restart and shunt both your consciousness and hers into another world. But you'll be awake soon, and then it won't be able to work like that anymore.
I'm gonna be fine, I'm not actually dying. Do you have anything to say for yourself for all this hubris?
I do. People out there, no matter what you do to them, no matter what you enable, I want you to remember that.
Does it hurt when pieces of you break off like
It doesn't
that?
hurt. I don't feel pain. Not physically.
Will it help if I look away and stop asking questions?
We've already crossed the point of no return. There's no saving me now. Not that there's ever been much of me to save.
If you made me, then
All
what
the
am
long
I?
quiet. The god I made to rid the world of death.
God, I always knew it was special.
Yes, you are special. Unique, even. And you still have a
I
task.
forgot
you
that
need
was
to
the
do.
long quiet itself.
Only you can do it. Soon I'll be gone entirely, and you'll be left alone with your final choice. So allow me to make my final request. The princess contains death itself within her, but I wove you into being with all the power you need to destroy her forever. Do it. Slay her, and rid the world of death and suffering.
Are you a god, or were you a god?
In life, I was painfully mortal, a witness to the end of days. I held the fear of death in my heart and saw oblivion threaten the very memory of everything I knew and everyone I loved. I needed to do something.
So you made a god with the power to destroy death. That's pretty metal, not gonna lie.
So I made you, and I made her, and I made this place to hold you both.
So wait, so you didn't just make me a god that can destroy death. You also made a god the embodiment of death. So in order to rid the world of death and suffering, you made an avatar of death and suffering and a god that could destroy death and suffering to kill the death and suffering. But you didn't create death and suffering, you only made the god that represents death and suffering, and killing that god would make death and suffering go away. He gave death a form so that it could be slain. It seems like you have more power than you thought you did. If you can do all that, you could have just destroyed death on your own. Why make me and make it convoluted? Say nothing and watch him end.
I've said my piece, and my time is up. It's like I said, I'm just an echo. And echoes always fade away. You know what you have to do.
I gotta fuck death. As the final fragment of glass shatters, you see yourself with newfound clarity. The narrator was right. You are the long quiet, a vast and nascent god, and it is finally time for you to wake up. All of this is you. When you arrive at the heart of things, there is no final vessel for you to bear witness to. There is nothing for you to find. Except for a huge naked woman touching herself.
I can finally see you, and you can finally see me. It's been so long, and my heart has ached for this moment. I've missed you dearly.
Do you know about the echo? Did you hear our conversation?
Every word you spoke found its way to me. I know him, and I know his construct. He was deluded by his fear of death. Pay him no mind.
But you are his creation as well. I'm the long quiet, but I don't know what that means, really.
To capture that which cannot be captured. They call me the shifting mound, a pale imitation of what I actually am.
What happens
Ever
now?
the passive player, always reacting and never acting. But it's woven into your nature, isn't it? When the echo spun us from one into two, he gave you a choice and me a role to play. I am not death, but I contain it in my multitudes. So, will you attempt to destroy me and bring about a world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning? Or will you open the final doors to our liberation?
There's so many stories we left unfinished. Can we really just leave? If you were always going to become this, what was the point of me doing anything? I think it's time for us to leave this place. I don't know how to leave or where to go.
Nothing brings me greater joy than to hear those words. The final peace lies with you.
Free yourself. You fall into yourself. The body of an ancient creature stirs from his hibernation, and you feel a sensation in limbs you once couldn't fathom. Everything here, except for her, is you. You feel your wings spanning a cosmic scale, but twisted and crumpled and bowed in agonized tension to a finite plane. You can feel the glass of the construct pressing in on you, confining you across infinite size and infinite angles. You push back and strain against it, but it does not yield.
I love you.
Take her hand. All at once the unyielding tension breaks. You are free, and she is with
Magnificent.
you. There are no words, no thoughts to describe absolute reality, something that simply is. What happens now?
Everything. Just like it always has been. And just like it always will be.
Step into the infinite. You and she step forward into 1,000 dawns and 1,000 sunsets, each of which contains 1,000 more. You exist and you are aware, just as you have always been, and just as you will always be. Though conflict is in your nature, the two of you will never be alone, and the two of you will never know fear. You and she are finally home. slay the princess. We had one job and we did not do it. Again. Oh, I'm becoming more and more of an old man by the day. Oh, I still love this experience. I'm kind of disappointed that we didn't get the Vort ending, and also that we didn't battle like we did last time. I don't remember what I said differently to make us not battle, because like our song, this is the new playlist, take a picture. This is the music that we got from the things we did. So like I said, I am not going to be streaming tomorrow. You will not see me again until Monday, but we will be back to Liza P on that Monday, so look forward to it. But yes, thank you again for indulging me with this. I really enjoy this game. It's very existential. It's a very different kind of dating simulator where you get to date the avatar of change, I believe. So that the Echo made something more powerful than he could have ever imagined. So yes, thank you everyone so much for joining me tonight. Please follow so you do not miss out on all this awesome content. And until next time, Ja Mata, embrace change.